We're here in sunny Chobham in Surrey at Chloe's Cakes HQ. We're meeting Chloe. She's talking us through exactly how to make the Caramel Crunch Brownie, her most popular brownie. Let's get straight into it. Right, Chloe, what are we making today?
We're making our most popular brownie, which is the Caramel Crunch Brownie.
I've had this one before, I cannot wait. This is my most favourite one. Talk us through it.
So we've got some butter in the pan.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put that on to start melting. And then I've got my sugar in here. So this is light brown sugar and granulated sugar.
Lovely.
And then I'm going to pour in the eggs.
Nice.
Into this.
So what are we making here? We're making the brownie base to start off with?
Yes, so we're making the brownie base. So while that's melting, we'll just give this a whisk. You want to get it so it's nice and like meringue in a way.
I know you're very big on your chocolate, so you got
so it's a dark chocolate. It's dark Belgian chocolate, and it's 73%.
And there's no palm oil or?
No palm oil.
And I know you use Belgian chocolate because there's no slavery that goes involved with it.
So you've got to be a bit careful with your chocolate brand. So yeah, you've got to make sure that there's obviously no child labour or anything like that. So this is almost there. I'm just going to whisk that a bit more. So you want to make sure that you whip the eggs really well with the sugar. This is what gives a brownie the crackly top, sort of like meringue-like texture, but you don't want to mix it too much because if you incorporate too much air, it will make the brownie like rise and fall in the oven.
Right, okay.
So you don't really want that to happen. So now this butter is melted, I'm going to turn it down, and then this is the chocolate we use, so it's Belgian dark chocolate, and I'm going to add that to the butter. And I do the butter first. You don't want the chocolate to burn. It can sort of burn really easily.
Yeah, I've had that issue before. I'm not an expert, but I've been balancing like saucepans, trying to steam chocolate to melt it down.
Yeah, it can like split and it's not ideal. So you just want to be gentle with it and mix it all the time. So once this is all melted in, we're going to pour that into the egg and sugar mixture. So make sure it's all in. And then, I'm just going to whisk this together. Yeah. But what you want to do is make sure you keep scraping the bowl so that there's obviously, there's no like bits of egg on the side.
Right, yeah.
So just make sure that's really well mixed in. We just need to add the dry ingredients. So in here, I've got plain flour, coffee and cocoa powder.
Oh, lovely.
And it's always sieve it in because you don't want any lumps. And then you just want to fold it in again, just till it's all mixed together and you've got no lumps of dry ingredients or flour or anything.
Why do you fold it in instead of getting a whisk on it?
Because you don't want to overmix it.
Right.
Essentially.
Okay.
It's sort of the same for all baking. If you're making a cake or a blondie or anything, as soon as you put the dry ingredients in, you want to not overmix it. And then that's the mix done. So you just want to pour it into a tin, just lined with baking parchment. And can you see it's kind of like meringue sort of in texture, so that's going to give it the crackly top.
Yeah, it looks really shiny as well.
Yeah, it's got to be shiny.
Yeah.
And then just smooth it out, and then that's ready for the oven. So I got it on 140 fan
oven, 140 degrees.
And it depends on your oven because it will sort of change.
Yeah.
But I do 14 minutes and then turn it around. And then 14 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Again.
Yeah.
Just so it cooks evenly. It depends on your oven, but this one sort of one side normally cooks more than the other, unless you've got like a commercial oven.
Well, I'm gonna have to sit down now because my brother-in-law built this extraction fan and he's absolutely tiny. Right, Chloe, what's next? Brownies in the oven?
Yeah, brownies are in the oven. So while that's cooking, we're gonna make the caramel.
Lovely, nice. What goes in your caramel?
Caramel is essentially sugar, butter and cream.
Oh wow, very healthy.
Very healthy. I've got a pan here, it's heating up.
Yeah.
I've got 300 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
I like to do it bit by bit.
Why did you do that? Is there any reason for that?
It just makes it a bit easier essentially. If you put it all in one go, it goes through stages, it gets a bit clumpy.
Right. okay.
So by sort of doing it bit by bit, it goes smoother.
Okay.
So you just want to let the sugar melt, and it needs to get to like a deep amber colour. So this one we cook it to 118 degrees.
Okay.
Because it sort of needs to hold its shape.
Right, okay.
Obviously, if it's more like a caramel sauce, you cook it to a lower temperature. The higher the temperature, the more set it's going to be.
Do you not put water in it? Because when I've always done it, I've always put a little splash of water in it.
So you can, there's two types of ways of making it. I prefer this way. Yeah, the other way you combine sugar and water.
Is there any reason you prefer this way?
I personally think for this type of caramel, it makes a better caramel. I have done the sugar and water, but I normally do that if I'm making marshmallows, which I make for my s'mores brownie. Yeah, to make that you do granulated sugar and water, and you melt that together and boil it so it's like a soft ball stage. It's quite easy as well to remember because it's 300 grams of sugar, 200 of cream and 1 of butter. So it's like 3-to-1 ratio. So it's starting to melt a bit now. So as you can see, it's turning sort of liquid, and you just want to keep stirring it just to distribute the heat.
It's a slow process. You can't rush this, can you?
You can't rush it, and you've got to be with it all the time.
Yeah, you've got to be very patient.
Yeah.
Hence why I can't bake.
So we're almost at the stage to add the butter. So as you can see, it's like almost like an amber colour. You want to obviously just make sure there's no lumps in it, which there aren't now, but I'm just going to cook it off a little bit more because you want to make sure the sugar's all dissolved, otherwise it will be grainy. And yeah, I just want the colour to develop a bit more because you do sort of want that bit of like smokiness. So then I'm going to add the butter. So this is 100 grams of butter. So mix that in further.
Yeah.
Add the cream now. The butter's melted it in. It does bubble a bit. We're just going to cook this until it reaches 118 degrees. The butter I use is salted. I just find that easier, to be honest.
It's not like a full-on salted caramel?
No, it's like a standard caramel. I find that not a lot of people actually like salted caramel.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Wow, that's interesting. If anyone's watching, in the comments, put if you like salted caramel or normal caramel. It smells nice, doesn't it? Chloe, what's the key to getting a really gooey brownie?
Firstly, it's in the ingredients, I think. I always use real chocolate as opposed to just using a cocoa powder.
Yeah, okay.
I find that it makes a fudgier brownie.
Yeah.
Using real butter, I think, is really important. The way I cook it, I like to cook it sort of low and slow so that it cooks evenly, so you don't get like dry edges.
Normally, when we're baking cakes and other produce, we put a knife through it to check if it's coming out clean. Is that what we're doing for brownies or not?
No, so you want it to sort of come out with a bit of wet batter if you like it fudgy. Some people like it cakey, where you want it to come out a bit cleaner.
Right, okay.
But yeah, it's not the same if you're making like a vanilla cake. You want there to be no batter on it, but it's different with a brownie.
So what's next, Chloe? This has reached 118 degrees, we just probed it.
So I'm just gonna add some vanilla extract just to flavour. I always do that with caramel.
Okay.
But yeah, you can do other flavourings. You can do coffee, Biscoff, anything you want really. Now that's done, you just want to mix in the cornflakes. So that's about 130, 35 grams.
So cornflake all in one?
All in one, yeah. And do it while it's hot as well.
Okay.
Otherwise it gets too difficult to work with.
Yeah.
You just want to make sure they're all covered. And then just pour straight on. And yeah, just smooth it out. You don't obviously want to press too much in because it will the brownies are still hot, so it'll just go in. Normally I do sort of wait for it to set a bit more before I do this bit, and that's pretty much it done.
Lovely, that looks delicious.
You just leave it to cool and then cover it, and you can put it in the fridge. If you put them in the fridge, they'll be fudgier.
Right.
If you leave them at room temperature, they'll be gooier.
God, that is absolutely delicious. The caramel crunch brownie, so you've got caramel crunch on top, brownie underneath. The caramel's really, really sweet, but the dark chocolate brownie makes it perfectly balanced. Really, really delicious. It's really gooey, really fudgy. That is absolutely amazing. Thanks very much, Chloe, for showing us how to bake your fabulous brownie. We're absolutely buzzing to have you on board. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and are going to follow along at home. Follow us on YouTube to see more content. Also, you can now buy the brownies direct from Chloe on our website if you can't be bothered to bake.
Do you not do baking at home?
I hate baking.
Really?
Like, I hate it.
I don't think I've ever known you to bake.
Oh,
actually.
I hate baking. Can you bake, Josh?
Yes. I'm alright actually.
It is like really hot, so you don't want to burn yourself.
Yeah.
Which I actually just did.
One for the outtakes.
Laughing people's misfortunes there.
I am, sorry, yeah, I am. I shouldn't be laughing. Right, I'm gonna tuck in, Chloe.
Go for it.
Bruh.
Oh God, that's such a big of a bite. Fucking hell. I've well overdone that.
Oh my god, I saw that. It looked like you was eating chicken.
It's really moist. What was the words we said? What was the words we discussed?
Not moist.
Not moist. What was the words we said?
You're moist.
Right. This, to be fair, this isn't the worst one we're going to retake.